Condition Annual 5272. This is something that no one's going to tell you, and that is that you don't necessarily need weights or to go to a gym to get some of the best. You can have a super efficient, super effective workout by not lifting a single weight, and let me show you how. This is an RMT rope. It's just a length of rope, right? You want a rope as long as you are tall, right? And with this rope, what this is going to allow you to do is develop effortless strength, flexibility, and conditioning, right? Because your body's connected from fingers to toes. So as you start to swing this rope around, it's basically going to help your hands and your feet talk together, right? So you're breathing. You could start to switch hands, right? So to learn more info, search RMT rope David Weck, W-E-C-K, but this is the crash course. I noticed that as I start to swing this rope around, not only did my juggling improve, since my juggling improved, my passing and my shooting improved. It's like every part of my game in soccer improved because of this simple rope. And what's crazy is that, for $10 at your local hardware store, for just a length of rope, or just by tying two shoelaces together, it's like you could have a soccer gym that can fit in your pocket for less than $10, and you can bring this thing everywhere with you in the world. I brought this to Germany, I brought this to Paris, I brought this to Italy, I brought this to Amsterdam, and if you start swinging this around in the street, man, no pickpocketer wants anything to do with you. So, right, you could start to get into one-legged balance, right? So, all these people who are squatting all this weight, deadlifting all this weight, yet when it comes to balance, and then they go to try to change direction, and their strength is for nothing because they can't transfer that. They can't transfer the strength from the gym onto the field. This is super transferable to gameplay because not only is it low impact, which means almost your recovery time is non-existent, but you could use that as a warm-up tool. You could use it as a cool down. You could go high. Right? Now you're working your whole, the whole shoulder complex. You could go low, getting into different squats. You could do a split. Right? Just working on different side splits. You could get into a lunge. Right? So it's just dynamic. It's just developing balance in different ranges of motion in just a low impact way is going to help you improve your running technique by forcing it's going to whip your arms down and causes you to pop that knee up, right? So you can work on your running technique. I just can't spend enough time talking about it, so I'll shut up. I'll shut up now. That's W-E-C-K, David Weck, RMT rope. Next thing you want to check out, this is something that completely changed my life. Search Ziani, Z-I-A-N-I, 7 postures. He's got hundreds, if not thousands of videos online. He's 40, Fedor Ziani. He's 49 years old. He can dunk on a 10-foot hoop, barefoot, and he's only 5 feet 9 inches tall, right? So he's my height, and I'm not tall. I don't consider myself tall, right? 5'9", not that tall. And he shows you these simple stretches. This is called the cat. And what these simple stretches are going to help you do is strengthen, to give you an optimal surplus of strength and flexibility, starting from the toes, working your way up through the whole kinetic chain. So toes, ankles, knees, hips, right? All the way up into your spine and upper body too. I'll start to get into some of these stretches, and then I'll feel some cracks right in my neck because, like I said before, the body is connected from fingers to toes. So as you start to relieve tension in some places, that's the release of tension releases in other places as well. So right before I checked out his book, 7 Postures, and some of his videos, I thought I was an athlete, right? But as I started to learn some of his postures and just started getting more familiar with them, you just start to have this deeper relationship and understanding of how powerful your toes are and your feet and your Achilles. So I start, right, he shows you how to start to get into these different postures, and right, I have now almost all my pressure on that whole toe area, and he shows you how to do this, going from not moving at all to start. Then some of these simple postures are just going to help you just become more explosive, right? At 5 feet 9 inches tall, dunking from barefoot at age 49, he's someone who knows about being explosive, right? Not only does he talk the talk, but he walks the walk. So the cat, this is one of the positions. That's the first position he'll teach you. He's also got some, they're called the frog, right? So some of this action, really just opening up this ankle joint. This one, it didn't feel the best in the beginning, but as I started to get more and more familiar with it, and kind of your body understands that this is an okay posture to be in, it just changes everything. So I can't recommend that book enough. The book's a little pricey, maybe it might be $30 or something, but I'm telling you, it's worth its weight in gold if you're looking to improve your explosiveness and some of the things that you're talking about. Okay, 6 minutes. There's another quote that goes, "You spend most of your time in your bed and in your shoes." Beds are hard to change, right? And kind of unwieldy and expensive. Your shoes, however, if you can change your shoes, right? If you invest in a pair of minimalist shoes, right, between $60 and $80, you get a pair of shoes that has very thin, almost a zero drop sole, right? It gives you full range of motion in your ankle. It's a little bit wider than most shoes are narrow, and don't let your feet absorb the shock of your body or from the ground, right? If you take a step barefoot, you'll notice that your foot kind of expands out a little bit. And thirdly, minimalist shoes, they allow you to get full range of motion in your toes. Most shoes are pointed at the end and constrict and restrict your movement in your toes. So for those 3 reasons, if you just invest in a pair of minimalist shoes, my favorite pair these days, I've fallen in love with xeroshoes.com. XERO shoes.com. I have no affiliation with them. I wish I did, but the reason I love them is because they look great even if you're going out into town. There's a certain one of their pairs of shoes I play indoor with. I do weight training with, and then I'll go to work and also go to nice dinner in only one pair of shoes. So not only is it a great minimalist shoe, but it looks great as well. It doesn't look like a goofy. Right, it doesn't look like some of those minimalist shoes with the toes and whatever. So if you could just change those shoes, that means every step you take is going to make you stronger, as opposed to every step you take in a pair of shoes that have big soles, are constricting and narrow at the point. These shoes are going to make you stronger at each step, right? So that's kind of what you want to strengthen, to get stronger with each step you take. It's like, why not? Why not? And each step you take that's not either barefoot or in minimalist shoes, I think is gonna it makes it harder for you to grow your game on and off the field. I'll give you one more. The last thing I can suggest, get up in their age and you hate weightlifting. There's something called the Happy Body. That's Jersey Gregoric. And you don't need, you almost need no weights at all. He's a gold medal gymnast, and he shows you a lot of different positions and moves, simple routines, and some diet work as well. He's going to show you some simple routines that are just going to have your body feeling more limber, that are super easy to accomplish. And there's very little weights involved, if any. And for weights, I'm talking the ones that are involved. I'm talking like maybe some half gallons of milk, or maybe some 5 pounds, right? Like almost You could do them anywhere in the world once you learn the simple formats. That's Jersey Gregoric, Jerzy space Gregoric, Gorek, Jersey Gregoric, and that's the Happy Body. And last but not least, if you search Indian clubs, heroic sport, just by using 2 water bottles, or these things called Indian clubs, but you can use 2 water bottles as a makeshift I actually really like Dr. Pepper bottles for this purpose. You fill them up with water, and as you start to swing these, bottles full of water, or Indian clubs as they're called, it's like effortless. It's similar to the ropes. It's effortless strength through motion, right? Effortless strength through motion, because you're moving these weights. They're kind of dynamic weights. So dynamic in the sense that if you got bottles full of water, right, they kind of change. They change the lever, the positioning, right? It's unstable as you hold them, and so it forces you to be stable as you swing them. So you're going to go through different ranges of motion, swinging them, and that's going to start to help strengthen your body. It's like effortless strength training with these simple, just with 2 bottles of water, right? So just check it out. Heroic Sport Indian Clubs, that's a search term. Last but not least, I'll throw out one more. Ito Portal, Portal, search Squat Clinic. And he's going to unlock this route where, if you start to get into this squat clinic, he just shows you how to do these like fundamental movements that a lot of people don't really know how to teach effectively, especially at these gyms where they're charging, $90 an hour to just beat your body up on, pull push splits, up and down splits that don't make no sense. With this video, you can start to just learn from the fundamentals of movement, the fundamentals of how to start to get into this. If you can't get into a squat, where to even start, right? So he kind of unlocks a plan of how to grow your strength and fitness in an effortless way, where you're not going to beat up your body and get injured, and only spending a few minutes a day will really help you just change your life. So hopefully this helps. Reach out with any questions. All right, thank you.